Ladies and gentlemen, on Fox News, John Ratcliffe, the former Director of National Intelligence, is saying the same thing that I'm telling you on this YouTube channel, and also the same thing that I wrote in the Federalist in 2019. You could type in H.A. Goodman Federalist. You can see my author page, or you can go to my website, hagoodman.com, and you will find an article on the Durham probe. Comey and McCabe should be charged with 18 U.S. Code 371. That's what happens when you deceive the United States of America, when you conspire to deceive. Two or more people work to, in this case, funnel information that was false into the United States government. If you are a government official, if you pretend that you just need a pretext to investigate Trump, well, that's also part of 18 U.S. Code 371. There were two sides to this equation. One, the Clinton campaign, the Democratic Party, and then the people that they hired and outsourced to obtain information, to then funnel that information into the United States government in order to start and initiate investigations of candidate Trump and then when he was in the Oval Office. The other side of the equation are the people like James Baker, who met with Michael Sussman, the indicted attorney in the Durham probe special counsel, who was more than willing to accept absurd allegations pertaining to a secret server, which never happened. Just like the Steele dossier was purchased and utilized within the United States government, and the only rebuttal from journalists is, oh, well, you know what, that wasn't what started the probe. Yeah, what started the probe was a professor who met with George Papadopoulos, who then eventually, years later, retracted and denied that he ever gave George Papadopoulos any information that was said to have started the whole thing. So all of this was complete nonsense. They just wanted some reason to get Trump. If you're going to investigate anyone based on meetings, Bill Clinton met with you-know-who at his home outside Moscow. This was in 2014 or so. It's according to The Hill and Newsweek. Okay? So that's that. If Bill Clinton can go to Putin's home and meet with him, and then suddenly you have officials of a uranium company giving millions to their foundation, and then miraculously, coincidentally, you have President Obama not vetoing the sale of 20% of U.S. uranium capacity that at that time, and guess who owns all that? The same country we're sanctioning now. Or who owned at a point all that? The same country we're sanctioning now, according to the New York Times. So, if you're just going to investigate people based on meetings, and the absurd nonsense was, George Papadopoulos was told that a foreign country has Clinton's deleted emails. Well, those deleted emails, and see, this is what, the propaganda spin is always to cover up the crimes of corruption in the Democratic Party and then put a spotlight on some other country wanting you to know. Well, if you delete 30,000 plus emails, you're doing so without government oversight. And you already have top secret and special access program intelligence on servers running outside of the United States government. But now there's a secret server that Michael Sussman told James Baker at the Federal Bureau of Investigation. So we have to look at that. Media will be happy to look at that and investigate that. Not so much Clinton servers. But hit subscribe to this channel, by the way, ladies and gentlemen. I have a pretty fun segment on the stock market crash channel where I press. It's a chest exercise, 100-pound dumbbells. So it's 100-pound dumbbell flat bench press. So that's on the Stock Market Crash channel. Go there. It's below in the pinned comment. If you want to support my work, my Patreon is below, ladies and gentlemen. Hit subscribe, share this segment everywhere. Very, very important segment. And unfortunately, we're going to have a devastating stock market. We're seeing it right now, 1,000 points down the other day, but it's only going to get worse from here on out. And I've been talking about that in the Federalist below in the pinned comment. You will see in my article in October of 2021 telling the world that we're going to experience a devastating economic crisis, stock market crash. Everything's going to decline in terms of the economy. We're going to have skyrocketing inflation. I predict all this and I talk about all this in October of 2021, when really nobody was really speaking about this. There's a few channels that were, in terms of the financial channels, which is not like really what I'm about. It's more politics, but I enjoy the stock market. I don't have anything in stocks. I'm not invested because I think everything's going to collapse. Everything. If you're about to retire, you have no business being in the stock market. My God Almighty, the whole thing's about to collapse. But I enjoy, talking about, giving my analysis on, economic issues, especially when you have one political side saying, "Listen to us, we're the adults in the room. Oh my God." And they're just, all their policies lead to catastrophe. Anyway, John Radcliffe, so hit subscribe to the Stock Market Crash channel below in the pinned comment. John Radcliffe, he was the former director of national intelligence. Okay? They don't care. When they say, well, the appeal to authority, their arguments are always appeals to authority. Well, Clapper and Brennan said that Trump was installed by another country, or the Senate confirmed the intelligence assessment. Well, John Radcliffe was part of the intelligence community. Oh, but it was under Trump, so they don't really care. If it's under Trump, they don't care. So you had the director of national intelligence under Donald Trump saying, "Oh, that's right. He was being set up and framed in 2016. Media doesn't care. And law firm, we'll finally get to 7 minutes in. Law firm one. Those people, if you lasted this long, just say 7 minutes, he finally gets to the point. I've been saying that there are attorneys, in addition to Michael Sussman, there are attorneys that were instrumental in funneling lies and deceit into the U.S. government to get government officials who perhaps were loyal to the Clinton campaign or at least didn't like Trump, but to get these people to investigate Trump. Now, that's under 18 U.S. Code 371, a crime. You cannot, ladies and gentlemen, utilize the United States government for political purposes or for a corrupt motive. It had nothing to do, look, Donald Trump defeating Clinton had nothing to do with national security. It had everything to do with democracy. When Democrats say we have to defend democracy by silencing voices and by preventing Trump from getting into the Oval Office again, they're telling you we have to protect democracy by ignoring 73 million Americans and protect democracy by ignoring any viewpoint we don't like or silencing and marginalizing any viewpoint we don't like. That's democracy to them. And that mentality was fostered by all the lies that many of these attorneys helped perpetuate. You can't hire an attorney to commit a crime for you and then say, attorney-client privilege. It doesn't work that way. And the Clinton campaign simply cannot, and the Democratic Party simply cannot say, well, attorney-client privilege, well, what are we supposed to do? We were just, we didn't purchase the Steele dossier or outsource Glenn Simpson or Christopher Steele or any of these people. Well, the third-party tech firm did. Or the third-party tech firm said the DNC was hacked to inform us that Bernie Sanders was cheated. And then, of course, Hunter's emails, that was disinformation from Moscow. And then, of course, Trump was installed by the Kremlin. It's so simple. Everything the Democrats don't like is a plot, is a Red Scare, McCarthy-era plot. That's it. It's so simple. And the whole thing is so mindless and absurd. You'd have to be an imbecile to believe this. We have tens of millions of people believing this. And that's because everybody from James Comey to James Baker to Clapper to Brennan to Strzok, McCabe, they all worked in conjunction, either in unison or in some way or another. They furthered the same cause as Michael Sussman and other attorneys at that law firm. Big problem for that law firm, according to John Radcliffe. And I've been saying the same thing. John Durham is going to indict more attorneys, almost certainly. Give me your thoughts below. Hit subscribe.